Perspective, 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 perspective.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Well, hello there. Today I will talk about time zones.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's it! We gotta have fun! But how?
I always enjoy a good joke.
The reason for this video is that a while ago Flatzoid said the following in a short.
Well, that's simple, Simon Dan. It's called time zones. Oh.
Time ain't flying so fast. We gotta have more fun. Come on!
This was his attempt to debunk the claim.
If we look from South Africa, South America, and Australia to the south simultaneously at night, we see the same stars.
Thanks, Miss Teacher. Like always, Flatzoid misunderstands the claim. Flatzoid will probably misunderstand that this I know is flirting with him. To explain this all, we have to realize that there are different types of time zones. Political, created by
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic, Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and Guyana, Barbados, and Guam.
yes, this,
Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now in peace. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman. Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, England, Denmark, and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan. Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan. Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan. Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, and Borneo, and Vietnam. Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana. Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana.
okay, finish it up.
Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad, and Liberia, Egypt, Benin, and Gabon. Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, and Mali, Sierra Leone, and Algeria. Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Myanmar, and Cayman. Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia. Crete, Mauritania, then Pennsylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
I just wanted to say the word countries, but that worked as well. This was done to make trading easier. It was much easier that traders did not have to worry about time difference. I can imagine that not all were happy due to the different currencies and value of different items. And then there is the geographical time zone, which is based on
a 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Thanks Bob, rest in peace. To get the exact geographical time where you are, you have to do some
squiggly math.
Yes, Mallory, math. Lucky for the people that have problems doing math, a mister named Alexander Gleason came along and created a tool. Before all you flat earthers now go.
Yeah!
This is not, I repeat, not a navigation map. It will get you lost if you try. It is nothing more than a time tool. Let me show how it works. First, we get the 3 locations for the 3 persons used in this claim. For getting the coordinates of these positions, I will put 3 waypoint markers on an electronic nautical chart. Especially for this occasion, I created a suitable waypoint icon. First, we put a Flatzoid icon somewhere in South Africa. It is his home country after all. And we have it on a nice rounded position of 30 degrees south and 20 degrees east. Now we put the next one in South America and call this one Flatzoid. This one gives us a nice round position in Argentina with the coordinates 33 degrees south and 60 degrees west. The last position will be Australia. And there is another F word that we can call this one.
Fucked up.
No, not that.
Oh my god, and June just said fuck.
We will call this one Flatzoids. And our last position will be 33 degrees south and 120 degrees east. Now that we have the 3 sets of coordinates, we can calculate the geographic time difference using the following formula. The longitude in degrees and decimals times 24 times 60 divided by 360. Or simplified, the longitude in degrees and decimals times 4. Because if 15 degrees is 60 minutes, 1 degree is 4 minutes. Don't forget that the east longitude is positive and the west longitude is negative. But because Mary doesn't like
squiggly map,
we will use the Gleason tool. We will need the 3 longitudes of the Derpy. Now we mark the universal timeline. Then first we go 20 degrees east to the Flatzoid mark. And because east is counterclockwise, Flatzoid's delta time will be 1 hour and 20 minutes before universal time. And now we go 60 degrees west, and because that is clockwise, Flatzoid's delta time will be 4 hours after universal time. And if we now go to the Flatzoid position 120 degrees east, that will be counterclockwise again. It will be 8 hours before universal time. That are the geographic delta times. The political delta times are for South Africa +2, for Argentina -3 and for Australia +8. Now we take a look at the starfinding program to see which stars are visible on the 30 degrees south at the Greenwich line. I chosen the 1st of July 2024 at 2200 universal time because this has to do with the original claim. For getting the universal time at Flatzoid's position on 20 degrees east 2200 geographical time, we need to subtract the 1 hour and 20 minutes. So that will be 2000 hours and 40 minutes universal time. So then, when we add the 2 hours for the political time zone, we get at 20 minutes before 11 o'clock at night that the sky looks exactly the same. And for the Flatzoid location at 60 degrees west, it's adding the 4 hours delta geographic time. That will give a time of 2 o'clock in the morning the next day. Subtracting the 3 hours delta political time will give us a local time of 2300, and the night sky at that position at that time will look the same again. For the Flatzoid position at 120 degrees east, it is easy, because the 4 hours political time zone and the 4 hours geographical time zone will cancel each other out. So at 2200 local time on the Flatzoid position, the night sky will be a spitting image of the other two. Now, even though the night skies will look exactly the same due to the time zones in those locations, it is not the claim. Miss Teacher, can you repeat the claim, please?
If we look from South Africa, South America, and Australia to the south simultaneously at night, we see the same stars.
The keyword of the claim is simultaneously, and that it's about the stars due south. The sky does not have to look exactly the same. So why did I go through this all? Because it's a logical fallacy, or better yet, a fallacy of distorting facts. The time zone argument is just a different fact of reality that flat earthers use to hide the fact that they cannot explain the claim. So let's start to concentrate on the claim now. I chose the date 1st of July because at that time of year the southern part of the world is tilted away from the sun, and at that time the 33 degrees south circle of latitude will have more than 180 degrees facing away from the sun. In other words, it is possible to have those 3 locations at the dark side at the same time. And if we check those 3 positions again, check that against 2200 universal time on timeanddate.com, we can see that all those 3 positions can see stars at that time. If we convert universal time to local time, we can see that 2200 universal time will be midnight local time in South Africa, but only 1900 local time in Argentina, and 6 o'clock in the morning the next day in Australia. Now let's check this with a star in the south and concentrate on a star closest to the southern rotation point. That will be Sigma Octantis, a star from the Octans constellation. At 2200 universal time at the Flatzoid location, 33 degrees south and 20 degrees east, Sigma Octantis is due south. At 2200 Universal Time at Flatzoids position, 33 degrees south and 60 degrees west, Sigma Octantis moved slightly but is still due south. And at 2200 Universal Time at Flatzoids position, 33 degrees south, 120 degrees east, Sigma Octantis moved a little bit more, but is still due south. Now that you start to realize that you dug yourself into a whole lot of problems,
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
and during your attempt to find a way out and you want to use the argument,
mountains in the distance appear not moving, same for stars far away.
I also have an answer on that one. To explain why that argument doesn't work, we have to revisit the three Derpys: Flatzoid, Flatzoid and Flatzoid. Even though on a Mercator map, south is for all three positions towards the bottom of the chart, when all three look at the same star, even though it's very far away, their directions will still be slightly towards each other. So Flatzoid in Argentina will look a little bit towards the east, and Flatzoid in Australia will look a little bit to the west. Let's take a look at solar system scope. So, time and date is set for the 1st of July 2024 at 2200 Universal Time. Before we looked at the constellation Octans, but to show the effect a little bit better, we take a constellation a little bit farther away from the rotation point, and that will be constellation Mensa. Now we move our position from the 33 degrees south on the Greenwich to 20 degrees east. And in the Flatzoid position in South Africa, Mensa moved a little bit to the southeast. The next position will be 60 degrees west. And at the Flatzoid position in Argentina, we have to look a little bit southwest to see the Mensa constellation. Now we move over the position to Australia. And on the Flatzoid position 120 degrees east, we have to look southeast to look towards the Mensa constellation. So even on a Mercator projection, they are looking away from each other to look at the same point.
Hey, look! It works!
Now that I showed that it makes perfect sense on a globe and no sense on a flat earth, the ball is in your park again, Flatzoid. So I wonder what kind of excuse you come up with this time. And to everybody,
Okay, I love you, bye-bye.
Where did that
There,
60
the-
came from? Where did it come from?
Because it's an 60-degree angle you are using. You see, the sextant is a 60-degree.
But 60
Remember,
degrees.
you said
60 degrees is not 60 nautical miles, Flatzoid. I hope you know that. You know that, right?
what do you mean, Flats? Are you saying that the 60 is derived from the sextant? The sextant was developed in 1757, while the octant was developed in 1731. Shouldn't 1 degree not be 45 nautical miles, according to your logic then? Oh, by the way, the common use of 16 nautical miles per degree was already established in 1570, and the latitude lines, with 0 degrees at the equator and 90 degrees at the rotation points at the poles, dated from around 300 BCE, and wasn't measured from Polaris, but from the sun's equinox. Just saying.